It's time for Around the Ozarks News, brought to you by the Springfield Greene County Park Board, Thompson Sales, Kitchen Land USA, Advanced Car Care Center, and Smouse Brothers Foundation Repair. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Hey, good morning. Sarah and Diana again. Ethan is still in Jamaica with Convoy of Hope, doing some great work there. But thanks so much again, Diana, for being with us today.
You bet.
It's Tuesday. It's election day. You know, it's funny because before we got started, I said it's election day. I said, but it's not a very big one. And Diana said, it's
a big one too. A lot of people.
It's true. That's actually very true. I mean, lest we ever think that any election it would be insignificant. They're all significant.
They are. We'll tell you more about it coming up.
But. Yes. All right. But first, we begin with this day 35, and the government shutdown is still not over yet. Historic government shutdown now. Here's a bright spot, though. SNAP benefits will be partially funded. 2 judges have ruled on the matter, saying grocery aid will resume for millions of Americans. 1 in 8 Americans have SNAP benefits or food stamps. For now, the benefits may be less than people had previously been receiving, but they will have some. It can also take up to a couple weeks for the SNAP cards to get the money onto it. So if you can, you should donate to your local food pantries right now.
Yeah. And I'm sure some is better than none, right? I mean, I know they've been so patient, but still, it stinks.
Yeah, some is better than none for sure. Because I mean, you know, I think the average family gets about $350 a month, if I remember that correctly, maybe $380 a month. But yeah, I mean, even to have a couple $100 is better than none at all.
For sure. And I'm so glad we have like Ozarks Food Harvest, so many other resources for them. So. Okay, so today is election day across the Ozarks. A handful of municipalities and counties have issues on the ballot. So get out and vote. Here in Springfield, there's only one question. The question is, what are you going to vote for with this hotel motel? 3%.
Yeah, that is a question. That is a question. There's only one.
Credit. I know I went off script a little bit. So it would fund the construction of a new convention and event center. This would help cover the $175 million, I feel like $1 million price tag of the new center that is being proposed. And, you know, I would say that it would do a lot for our economic development and, you know, I think just, you know, weigh the pros and cons of what that would do for our town. So obviously, based on absentee voting, voter turnout is expected to be pretty low. So again, get out and do your part.
That's right. Craig Wood, you know his name, the man convicted of killing 10-year-old Haley Owens from Springfield in what was a horrific crime, is appealing his death penalty sentence. Tomorrow, the Missouri Supreme Court will hear his appeal, as Wood is hoping the death penalty portion of his sentence will be overturned, and he's going for life without parole instead. That crime happened in 2014, and Craig Wood was sentenced to die in 2018. He kidnapped Haley Owens, who was a stranger to him, while she was walking home from school. He then raped her and shot her in the back of the head in his basement. Interestingly, a jury could not reach consensus on either death penalty or life without parole. So it was a bit unique of a case in that the judge ultimately decided for the death penalty. So now Wood and his attorneys are arguing that he had ineffective counsel, among other things.
I have so many feelings on that. It just
I covered that, so I know way too
mad.
Much. Yeah,
2018, he should have had the death penalty, and there's consequences to your actions, and those were horrific. And she was an innocent little girl. So
yeah, and once you have sat in a courtroom, which I've actually never been on a jury, that's a whole different ballgame. But as a reporter, you see, and as a juror, you see so much.
Yeah.
And you will never unsee it.
I almost got selected. I was like chair number 11, maybe. I would have been selected for this murder trial. And I'm pretty sure I know why I didn't get picked. I'm not laughing about it because it's not funny, but I am laughing about my statement that I said.
What did you say?
I asked the defendant and I said, I've heard before, because we heard his whole story, part of it, and we'd heard his past domestic abuse. It was a murder trial, and he had said something along the lines of, something very convicting. And it didn't have to do with the trial, but he had said something along those lines. So I asked the defending attorney, I said, so I've heard it said before that the best way to predict future behavior is to look at past behavior. So can we take any of that into consideration? And I'm pretty sure I know why I didn't get picked.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's exactly why. It's so interesting. So this is just a side note. Like, if you've not sat through an American criminal trial, you should.
Yeah.
Because you will have such an appreciation for truly innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah.
Because what the jurors do not know is their past behavior. That's what's crazy.
Yeah.
Is you could kill 50 people.
Yep.
But you're on trial for killing this one person.
Yes.
So the other 50, it's like nobody even knows that.
I know. And that's what was wild is I was like, I have to go back and watch this trial. And I did. And I was like, what, because I couldn't stay the whole time. And I had seen some of the evidence and I'm like, this is wild. If they do not convict him as guilty, this is wild. Anyways, because they had the police anyways, I know we're getting off topic, but it was fascinating. And I highly recommend do your part. If you ever get summoned to serve, do your part.
I know. I've never been on jury duty because I think
don't
because
say
I'm a
what
reporter.
I said.
Yeah, no. It's because I'm a reporter. So I've been in the courtroom a million times. But I actually would love to be on jury duty because I have such an appreciation for the American criminal justice system. Now, it's not perfect. We know that there are some fractures, but as a whole, it is the greatest justice system on the planet.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so good. Okay. Well, speaking of your duties, you also need to be paying your taxes. So it's that time of year where taxes are going to be due soon in Greene County. You can pay your personal property taxes and real estate taxes online or mail a check by December 31st. You can also pay in person or over the phone. And I think you can even pay online.
Yes, online.
I think you can pay online. Yep. I know I've done that in the past, but the collector's office has new updates for its senior tax credit program. The most notable change is to renewals. So you no longer need to renew every year to maintain your eligibility. Once you're approved, you only need to fill out a form if there is changes to your relevant property or real estate, and you can't be late on your payment or you will be penalized. So take note.
I think online is probably their preference, but I love that they still do the over the phone,
old fashioned.
Take because I'm an old fashioned person over here. So, all right. Watch out in Webster County and I guess everywhere else in between. But deputies there, specifically in Webster County, say they have seen a rise in the number of guns being stolen right now. So for any gun owner, make sure that you have your pictures of it, model written down, serial number written down. You need to have that because guess what? Missouri law enforcement can't just tap into the federal gun database as easy as it sounds. I mean, like they probably could, but it's not just a super simple process for them. So they say store that information away from the gun or away from the gun safe. But if you live anywhere in Missouri or Arkansas for that matter, make sure that you have all of your information on your guns written down, keep them locked up because they are apparently being stolen right now at an alarming rate. So there you go. If you ever want to see that gun again, get it documented. Yes.
Note taken. Okay. We got some homework to do. Here we go.
Yeah, right.
And you wanted me to talk about a couple events. So we mentioned it yesterday, but tonight it's that was my
the jazz.
That was my trumpet. Yeah, for the
It was really good. It was a really good trumpet.
Thank you
I knew exactly what you were talking about.
I should have had the actual anyways, trumpet background, but that is happening tonight at Blue Room Comedy Room and Blue Room Comedy Club, that is, and also at Hold Fast. They all start at 7:00. So go see yourself some jazz downtown Springfield. There's 2 spots to go see it. which is pretty fun. And then
Yeah.
tomorrow there is the Galois movie matinees. So we talked about it the other day, the Manchurian Candidate, and that's on the Around the Ozarks page. So you can go and find out more information about all of these.
There you go. And then a week from today is Veterans Day. Lots of stuff will be coming up for that. So we'll keep you posted as we get closer. And we also want to remind you that our contest for the Chiefs jersey is on. A signed Jalen Royals jersey is up for grabs this week. You can register to win that at aroundtheozarks.com. Click on the word contest and then submit a picture of yourself in your Chiefs gear somewhere around the Ozarks.
Yes.
Easy enough.
So many
Easy
great
enough.
ideas.
All right.
Happy
Have a good
Tuesday.
day. Thanks, you too. Thanks again so much for your time. Thank you, listeners and viewers, for watching us this morning. And we do hope to see you back here tomorrow morning.
Bye.
It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, brought to you by Command Family Medicine, Heating and Air Paramedics, The Trailer Ranch, Hewitt Messenger, and Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everybody. Temperatures are starting out well into the 40s today, so no threat for frost or freeze out there early on. Definitely still jacket weather, but the big story for you today is that we warm back up into the 70s. It is going to be a warm and windy day across the Ozarks. In fact, you'll notice the winds later today. That's going to be one of my headlines in the extended forecast. Things this morning, though, fairly comfortable. We've got the sunshine out to start you off this morning, and temperatures are going to be warming quickly as a result. We've got the south wind in the forecast today combined with the sunshine. It's going to be a really nice stretch of days here in the Ozarks, minus the wind in the forecast today. Not a whole lot going on really across the center part of the country. It's pretty mild across the middle part of the U.S. We do have elevated fire weather conditions today here in the Ozarks. That's going to be mainly out along the I-49 corridor and points to the west, all across south central Missouri today due to gusty winds and very low relative humidity values. You may notice that it's feeling a bit dry. So the key message for you today is that we do have some elevated fire weather conditions across much of the area today due to the dry air and the southerly winds. I do think that this condition is going to be favorable for fires to spread. So the good news for you is that we shouldn't have too much in the way of gusty winds in the eastern counties. However, fires can spread very quickly in this type of environment. So just be very cautious and avoid activities that cause open flames or sparks today. Burning not advised in the Ozarks today. We've got maximum wind gusts 25 to 35 miles per hour. And that's not just for us here in Springfield. It also exists back in our western counties. That's where I think some of the winds will be strongest, all the way up to central Missouri. They'll be a bit lighter for the southeastern Ozarks, a line maybe from West Plains back through places like Mountain Home and northern Arkansas. But everywhere will be breezy, and it may be so windy that travel could be impacted for some of those high-profile vehicles, or you could have some loose objects blowing around outside on a day like this. We see temperatures continuing to warm today. We should be back into the 70s for highs, which is nearly 10 degrees above normal. 72 and sunshine. You can probably ditch the jackets later today. It's a good day to dress in layers. We've got the cool numbers out this morning, but conditions look very comfortable as we head into the afternoon. There are also low-end precip chances with this cold front coming through for us by Thursday. It's only about a 20% chance for some very light showers Thursday into Friday. And that's it in the extended forecast. I do not have much rain at all. And for the rest of the work week forecast, there will not even be much in the way of cold temperatures that could lead to any frost. Around the country, what's making headlines, it's a heavy rain threat for much of the Northwest and portions of Northern California today and tomorrow. That's happening while we have above to well above average temperatures for much of the country, 10 to 15 degrees above normal for the Midwest today. Also, a few showers are possible for the Northeast and the Mid-Atlantic today and tomorrow, but nothing is too crazy out on the East Coast either for our friends out there. All right, it's time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister trivia question for the day. And the question that I left you with yesterday was this. What percentage of annual candy sales in the United States occurs during the 12-week period that includes Halloween, Christmas, Valentine's Day, and Easter? Do you have a guess? The options were A, 25%, B, 40%, C, 50%, or D, 65%. And indeed, in just 12 weeks, 50% of all candy in the United States is sold. This is according to the National Association of Confectioners. Now, you know, congrats if C, 50% was your guess. Here's the trivia question that I'll leave you with for tomorrow. Approximately how much excess Halloween candy in pounds is typically left unsold and marked down in the U.S. stores every November? Do you think it is A, 50 million pounds, B, 90 million pounds, C, 15 million pounds, or D, 200 million pounds? How much is out there as bargain candy? What do you think? You can let me know your guess. That's at the website aroundtheozarks.com. Enjoy today. It's going to be sunny, warm, but kind of windy. Expect winds to gust to 35 miles an hour. We're looking at a high temp of 72 here in Springfield. Thanks to our sponsors, Command Family Medicine, Heating and Air Paramedics, The Trailer Ranch, Hewitt Messenger, and Taylor Gruboff Chevrolet. Have a great one. We'll chat again tomorrow.